Welcome back to the Backyard Basketball Podcast, presented by the Ordinary Podcasting Network. We're going to jump right back into these over-unders. We are teeing off the Western Conference. Here we go.
Western Conference, Southwest Division. New Orleans Pelicans, 38.5 is what they're saying. Last season, they were 31-41. I'm going to go under on the Pelicans, and I'm going to lock this.
And I'm going to follow suit, man, because I think that's a little too rich for what that team's going to do in the next even 2 years.
So you're going to lock it as well?
Yeah, that's an under for me.
Oh, man, dude. There's conversations are going to sell this team.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bring him north. Can you imagine Zion in Vancouver?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Ooh. Do you think they'd be able to get the Grizzlies names back?
No, I think there would be more money by Bezos trying to buy it out to Seattle.
Well, sure. I mean, go to Seattle, but come to Vancouver would be so sick if they put together an ownership group.
That would be sweet. That would be really sweet.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
The Memphis Grizzlies, 41.5. Last season, they were 38-34. They were the 8th seed. 41.5 seems pretty generous.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win a lot more games.
Yeah, I'm going over. I think they'll go over. I think Jaw's going to have a great year
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think Jaw's going to be, all-star, maybe all-star potential
for sure
on the team. Yeah. They just look so good. I'm really, really also excited about Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. What potential, maybe this is a big rebound for him season. So he gets something more under his belt. And they got Steven Adams, which is a bit bizarre, but
they got Steven Adams. Be good. Oh, yeah, right. The JV trade.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be great, man. I bet you Dylan Brooks is going to have a good year too.
He will. You know what? And I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, their depth is a bit weak, but they might make a nice run in the year with. Brandon Clark's a great player.
I love Brandon Clark.
And then they'll probably make something happen at the deadline.
Yeah, could definitely maybe make a little move here or there. Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
25.5.
Okay.
Last season they were 17-55. I'm going to go under. Oh, man, I almost want to lock this. I'm not going to yet, but I really almost want to lock this.
Well, I think it really comes down to how much faith do you have in Jalen Green? Because if Jalen Green comes into the first year and absolutely goes bananas, they will win more games than 25. But I don't know if the rest of the team is there. Christian Woods is going to have a great year.
He had a pretty good year.
25 is what they gave him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for shits. I'm going to go over because I do want to see Jalen Green have a good year.
You're crazy.
I know.
So
they're going to have a great pick next year, probably first.
Yeah,
overall.
Probably the first overall pick.
But I think they're going to finish last. They're going to finish last with 25 points, 26 points.
I think
26 wins.
Yeah, they could still finish last. Oh man, they're just. I think Green will score a lot of points, but it doesn't necessarily translate to wins. I think that's what will happen.
Okay.
The San Antonio Spurs, 29.5. For the San Antonio Spurs, 29.5. Last season, they were 33-39. I am going over. I can't believe that. I think even if the Spurs, they don't have DeRozan, don't have a lot of pieces on that team. I mean, they got some young talent that could develop, be interesting to see.
Chris, the only talent they have on this team right now is Greg Popovich and Becky Hammond.
They got more than that. They've got they got Joshua Primo.
Yeah, brand new.
Keldon Johnson, Derek White.
Okay.
DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, dude, this is a summer league team. It's a summer league team.
Thad Young. You got Jakob Pertl.
Okay. Yeah.
Zach Collins on the team.
Jakob's great. Devin Vassell is going to be really good. Lonnie Walker has his moments, and I am a fan of DeJounte Murray, but I'm going under. I don't think that they're going to win this year. I don't think they're going to win much at all this year. And I think Greg Popovich is going to hand over the keys and, drive away in his Lamborghini.
Walk away into the sunset.
Yeah, probably walk away in the sunset, right into the ocean or something.
What a legend.
He is a legend. He's a very important person in the NBA, and I wish him well on his next steps to retirement, I hope, or rejuvenation. But I'm going under on the San Antonio Spurs. They're not going to win very many games, and that's that. I'm going to lock that.
Wow, dude, you are nuts. You are nuts. What? All right, fine. Just watch how this bites you in the butt, man. You're doubting Popovich here. And Spurs culture. So, but that's fine. More bragging rights for me. Take your lock. Spurs don't have anything. What? Derek White is just gonna go off this year. Just you wait and see.
Okay.
And I like Vassell too.
Vassell's gonna be good.
Good player. All right. Much. Here's another one of my locks. The Dallas Mavericks, 48.5. I'm going over and I'm locking it.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing because that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
What else is there to say? Luka
Doncic.
Yeah, Luka.
That's all I got to say. Luka Doncic. Last season, they had 42 wins. They were the 5th seed. They've run into the Clippers a couple times in the postseason. It's kind of burned them. But as we'll get onto a little bit later, Luka's got some pretty favorable odds for MVP this season. So we might be witness to something incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm so stoked, man. I'm so excited for that. All right, that was that division. We are on to the Northwest. And we're going to start off with a team who won MVP last season in the Denver Nuggets. 47.5. Ooh. They don't have our boy for half the season, pretty much.
Jamal Murray, of course.
They were 47-25 last year, 3rd seed.
Okay.
You're resting on the loins, in my eyes, the Denver Nuggets.
I think we can only use that reference once in the podcast.
Well, I'll break this up maybe into 2 pods. Because it's probably going to be quite long.
Okay.
In Kevin Porter Jr., do you think Kevin Porter Jr. is going to have maybe most improved player this
Michael
year?
Porter Jr.
Oh, sorry.
Kevin's his brother.
I am so brother. I know so much about the game of basketball.
We just called him whatever we want now.
That was where my intention was. Michael Porter Jr. Do you think he's going to have
he'll be dominant.
Season?
He'll be really dominant. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be great to see RJ do what he did last year, and I'd love to see Michael Porter Jr. take another step and not regress like Pascal did, because Pascal was on that trajectory too. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be a very good player, and he should just continue doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think he's a second option on your team for at least half the season. Even when Jamal Murray comes back, they're gonna wean him in minutes, and then you got to figure out some sort of relationship come playoff time of how that system's going to work. But if Kevin Porter Jr. can get the reps underneath him, and then he's ready come playoff time, and he's your third asset who, is doing stuff like that's a scary team. That's gonna maybe throw a couple punches at your Lakers or whoever really wants to face them. So
yep.
So are you going to go over on 47.5?
I am.
Under.
I'm going over. I think they're going to be a very good team again.
I think so too. I believe in Michael Porter Jr. I believe in him so much that I know his name.
You do now.
And I'm going to go over as well. Yeah, now I know. The Portland Trailblazers, 44.5 is what the odds are. 42-30 was their record last year. They were the 6th seed.
Yeah.
You've got Lillard, you got McCollum, you got Nurkic. maybe Nurkic. Maybe he has another step up this season.
Well,
You
can't be injured. That's kind of point blank.
thing.
That's it.
You don't have Melo on the team anymore, but hey, you got
That's
our boy
true.
Powell.
Yep.
Got our boy Powell, Norman. So I always root for that guy. We always do over here on this pod. Love you, Norman Powell. Hope you're doing well in Portland.
I think they're going over.
I'm 44.5. Yeah.
I think this journey isn't over either. I think
have
Damian
a really hard one
Lillard
with this one.
is going to have just another dynamite year with all the guys you mentioned.
I'm going to go over too. I think you're right. I don't feel good about it though, because like because I feel like this could go really like one of two ways, like how the chapter will be written.
Under works, bud. Well,
thank you. I was not aware.
So what's the other way that it could go here?
I think that it just, injury makes this team extremely vulnerable. Especially on any of their major assets where it's like a free fall for this team.
Yeah.
And the West, it's very competitive. So I'm cognizant of the other teams like Dallas and whatnot, maybe beat up on Portland a bit. And
new coach,
new coach. Yeah. So that could go one of two ways too, right? It's either it's really receptive or it's kind of clunky. And this is a team that I worry about if they fall off early. It always feels like I've seen in Portland in recent seasons that early on in the season, they kind of don't catch up with the rest of the team. And then they have a hard time catching up with the rest of the team. Like, when they were in the bubble and they had to really go on a run to, even get a chance, or I felt like last season in the, leading up into the playoffs, like they were hobbling a bit and they were really looking to try and get some sort of point position, that would, I guess on one hand, avoid the Lakers, but get to compete in the playoffs. And that's the one thing I worry about this Trailblazer team. And I don't know if that was coaching or whatnot, that they have a strong season to start off and they rack up some wins, maybe capture some opportunity early. So then they can weather the storm of what the West always seems to bring.
Yep. I don't think Damian Lillard is capable of clunky. So I still think they're going to be over.
All right. I'm going to pick over too, but I don't feel good about it. OKC, 22.5. Last season, they were 22.
Yeah.
50. They finished 14th.
Yep. This is an unfortunate one because I want to see the success of Shea and him be
Şengün.
Yeah, sure. Şengün, that's right. And Lou Dort, and there's some like good players here, but they're gonna be under, and they're gonna continue the process. This is the process, and that's where they're looking to be. So they're gonna be under because the team is gonna make them go under.
What if Shea has a breakout performance? They'll
trade him.
I don't really see it.
They'll say, no, we can't have this because we need to make the picks that we have in our bank here.
That's fair. Yeah, it'll be interesting. They're a fun team,
Yeah, they're super fun. Josh Giddey's going to be a cool point guard back up there. And
it'll be interesting to see if that pick pays out for them because there were some like really good players they could have chosen. Giddey was going to be drafted later, and
Şengün isn't on this team. They were drafted by this team, but they went to Houston.
Oh, that's right.
Got drafted.
Oh, that's not who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the really tall guy. What's his name?
Really tall guy. Well, they're all pretty tall. Derek Favors.
No.
Pokusevsky.
Yeah, Pokusevsky. Yeah, I think that's him.
How tall is that guy?
Super tall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he is tall. He's
how tall?
There. I don't know metric. I don't know imperial system. 2.13 meters. Sounds pretty tall.
He's 7 feet.
He's 7 foot small forward. He's a small forward.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, he backs people down at 7 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah. So yeah, he's going to be awesome to watch.
All right.
Alexa Pokachevsky. Okay. But we're both going under. The Minnesota Timberwolves, a fair central. Because we never talked about that in our last pod, but there was a whole incident in the front office. We don't need to get in details about it, but Minnesota always in the news. 35.5. 22-50 was their last season, finished 14th. We've got our boy Cat. Like, I have no idea what his destiny is. Is he even going to be there?
What was their over under number there again?
35.5.
And
they finished 14th in the West. D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, they didn't really have him last year, did they?
Man,
I'm going under, man. I'm going under.
Yeah, I think he was injured for a bit. Gosh.
Yeah, I don't think this team has figured it out yet. And it hasn't worked the last few years, and they haven't really done anything to change that. I know you got to like grow with Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony, but I just don't see them making the moves to help that team out. I'm looking at their depth. I know no one on this team past those guys, Pat Bev, Taurean Prince, Lee Beasley, and then who? No, under. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I'm going under as well too. They just, I don't know what's gonna happen to Cat. Like, I mean, I feel like he's not gonna stay. I don't know where he's gonna go. He's a real monkey wrench into the NBA. His movement, and I really hope, like, eventually. I just don't feel like he's gonna be on Minnesota. Whatever team he goes to, like, it'd be a really big opportunity for him. He can really elevate to that next step.
That'd be a good nickname. That'd be a good nickname for a team or for a player. The monkey wrench.
The monkey wrench.
Yeah, you know how how Gary Payton was the glove. Yeah. It'd be awesome if somebody was named the monkey wrench.
That would be really cool.
Right.
Maybe that'll be
Enough
Cat.
of these shenanigans.
The Utah Jazz. Okay. 53.5. They had the number one seed in the league last year at 52 wins.
Yep, a very good team
in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in the playoffs, so that's what we're keeping in mind.
Well, everybody was bad in the playoffs except for Milwaukee.
The Suns were pretty good too.
Yeah, the Suns were very good. Should have won, damn it. I think this team's going to be good again. I like that they have Rudy Gay coming off the bench. I'm going over on the Utah Jazz. I think they're going to be good again. I don't see them sliding.
Yeah. Oh, they got Hassan Whiteside on this team now.
Oh, wow. What happened to him? Poor guy lost his career a little bit in Sacramento.
Well, he never really had it, man.
I mean, pretty dominant. He was very dominant. He had
a glimpse. But yeah, he just was too slow for the league. Man, I have a really hard time with this Jazz team. I'm going to go slight under.
Okay.
I'm going to zag.
Nice.
Just for the sake of it. I'm zagging.
You gonna lock that? You gonna lock that zag?
No, I am not gonna lock that zag. The Pacific Division.
Okay.
The Lake Show. 52.5.
Over.
Okay.
Next.
Any thought?
They got a lot of good guys, and yeah, they're old, but basketball is a sport that you can play at a high intensity for a long time if you're good.
Especially with the science and medicine today in this sport and what guys are doing to their bodies. It's
ridiculous.
It's just,
and they're going to be different. Good. Like that's just it though, dude. The amount of money spent on PT and health, physical therapy, and over, it's more than some guys make in other professional sports.
Russell Wilson said he spent $1 million a year on his body.
Yeah, and I bet LeBron pays more.
Oh yeah. Couple million, 2.5 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's man, and it works, and yeah, they're gonna be a great team. Obviously, the favorites to win the whole thing. They're up there. So, yeah, the Sacramento Kings, 36.5. Last season, they were 31 and 41. They finished 12th. I think this Kings team is frisky.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I think they're
Yeah.
going to do some really fun things. They're going to be flashy.
The only thing I don't really like about the team is the coach.
What's Luke?
Luke Walton.
Walton.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of Walton and his coaching, but I think the team is really good.
Well, they got Alex Len, so they must be.
There you go.
Alex Len and Tristan Thompson. You're gonna well, Marvin Bagley and Rashawn Holmes have a lot to prove this year, so that's something to follow as well. If those two guys can have kind of breakout years. Marvin Bagley went second overall. This guy needs to have a little bit more productivity coming through.
I think with Rashawn Holmes, and they also have Tristan Thompson that they can use as some big bodies. Maybe it provides them a little bit more interior something. Buddy Hield's still on the team. Yeah. So
I'm going over.
I'm going to go over too. And that's also potential lock there. The Phoenix Suns, 51.5. I'm going over and I'm locking it.
Yeah. Wow. That's what they gave them.
51.5.
I would have thought this would have been like a 55, 56.
Last season, they were 51, second seed. I mean,
yeah, man. I think they're going to be good as well. I'm going over. Absolutely.
Are you going to lock it?
No.
All right.
The Ordinary Podcasting Network is excited to announce that we have launched a merch store on our website. The store is full of ordinary swag, including t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. You can pick out something awesome and support your favorite podcast today by heading over to ordinarypodcasts.com.
The Clippers, 45.5.
Right.
Last season, they were 47 and 25. They were the 4th seed. You don't have Kawhi Leonard for the whole season, pretty much.
For the whole season?
For the whole season? He will not be eligible to play, they say, till the beginning of the playoffs. Like maybe the last week or two of the regular season. But yeah, that's how far he's gone.
Oof. Okay. What's the number?
45.5.
45.5. I'm going under.
I'm going to go under too. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to get those wins. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting team. I like Terrence Mann. I think, he could have potential like most improved player for what he showed last year if he's continuing on that trajectory. Yeah,
the thing with I don't know if Paul George, well, maybe he can with Kawhi out of the way, but I just don't see this team kind of figuring it out. They're going to have some growing pains with some of their new guys. Is Serge healthy? That's going to be something.
He's out right now
as well. I'm going under. I'm going under for this.
I heard.
Yeah,
I think. And again, you know what? Like the feeling that I have when I've been looking at all these teams is it feels like those middle of the pack teams got a lot beefier. So like you got some like top end talent that's relatively predictable when you look at the East and the West, but some of these mid-level teams like added some assets or moved things around that just I think are going to beat up on their respective conferences.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, and last but not least, can't forget these guys, the Golden State Warriors.
Okay,
47.5. They were 39 and 33 last year as the 9th seed. These Warriors are going to get their splash brother Klay Thompson back. They say like around December, so around Christmas.
That'll be a nice little Christmas present.
Would be an awesome Christmas present. I'm sure we would see Klay Thompson play on the Christmas Day game.
Yeah, they got Andre Iguodala back too.
Yeah, man.
I like that number. I actually think they're going to go over. I think Steph's going to be just as good as he always is. He's going to be there's going to be some nice new opportunity for guys like Moody and Kuminga, both like really, really strong forces in the NCAA last year. Or Kuminga was with the G League, but both guys had great seasons last year. Yeah, I think they're going to go over.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I like the young guys. You know, they got some cool pieces. They have some depth, and let's see what happens with oh geez Louise, our tall guy.
James
Wiseman. Yeah, let's see how Wiseman does, this year. I'd love to see, his continued growth. Maybe he takes some inspiration from Ayton, what he saw in the playoffs. And yeah, they'll be a killer team. All right, so I'm gonna go Western Conference. Let's see. Did we do all of our locks? So far, I see 3 locks for you. So you've got 1 lock left.
Okay.
All right. So the Pelicans, 38.5. We both went under. We both locked that. We think they're going to be just absolutely horrendous. The Memphis Grizzlies, 41.5. We both said over on. The Houston Rockets, 25.5. You went over. I went under. The San Antonio Spurs, 29.5. You went under. I went over. So we flipped those around. And the Dallas Mavericks, and you also locked that Spurs pick too, by the way. So you've locked the Pelicans and the Spurs. The Dallas Mavericks, we both went over. We both locked it. The Denver Nuggets, 47.5. We both went over. The Portland Trailblazers, 44.5. We both went over. OKC at 35.5. Or no, OKC at 22.5. I apologize. We both went under. Minnesota Timberwolves at 35.5. We both went under. And the Utah Jazz, you went over. I went under at 53.5.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to lock. Did I lock that Suns team?
You did not. No.
Yeah, I'm going to lock that Suns team too.
All right. So the Lakers, 52.5. We both went over. The Sacramento Kings at 36.5. We both went over. The Phoenix Suns, 51.5. We both went over. The Clippers, we both went under at 45.5. And for the Golden State Warriors at 47.5, we both went over.
Right on, man.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I've got one more lock. I'm going to put it on the Warriors.
Yep.
For the heck of it.
That's a good pick.
And so I'm just going to summarize really quick. So in the East, our 4 locks, you have the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, the Indiana Pacers, and the Chicago Bulls. Those are your 4 teams. For myself, Boston, the Atlanta Hawks, the Indiana Pacers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Right on, right on.
And in the Western Conference, we both have the Pelicans. You've got the Spurs, the Mavericks, and the Suns. And I've got the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Suns, and the Golden State Warriors. So
you feeling good about those picks?
Super exciting. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Too late now.
I'm not gonna lie. I was really considering the Nuggets, but I like Michael Porter Jr., but I don't want to thrust myself into the arms that Michael Porter Jr. is going to catch me. So I stayed away. Before we go, I just wanted to run quickly by you. Who do you think is going to win MVP this season?
Oh, who do I think is going to win MVP this season? I think it's going to be Luka Doncic.
You can pick Luka Doncic. So Luka's 5-1 to win right now are his odds.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I think those are good odds. Your candidates right now, everyone's looking at is Doncic, Durant, Giannis, Embiid, Curry, Lillard, and James is coming in already at like 7th or 8th, and so on and so forth.
That's nutty, man.
Yeah, dude. So the one I saw though that I really liked was James Harden. 18-1 odds.
Okay.
You know what's going on in Brooklyn? Like, I feel like one of those 2 guys are gonna do something. I'm gonna make my pick on Kevin Durant, though. I think Kevin Durant's gonna have an MVP season this year.
He'll have a good year for sure. So, all right, we'll have to see. Season kicks off pretty soon here
on Tuesday.
And we got another show coming at you next Wednesday. Tune in. Thanks everybody again for listening, and talk to you later.
Ciao.